say you come for dinner. Well, when we had dinner, we had it at noon. We never had it because
Where was it? Where was this?
in Idaho over there when we first started going with Bob. And anyway, he says, Mom wants you to come for dinner down to our house. And I said, oh, okay. And I said, well, Mom. Well, I got ready to go at about 11 o'clock. I got ready to go. And he never showed up till almost 2. I was so mad, I went upstairs and I told Mom, I said, when he comes, just tell him I'm not coming. And then Mom would come up later when Bob comes, she said, you better come on down now because he's there. And he says, he's all right. He isn't. I thought, well, he just stood me up, see. So then I found out later. He said, well, I didn't know that. I didn't tell you anything. We always, when we have a dinner like that, we have it in the evening, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I just said, so we got by that way. Well, we got down there. Had the table and all the food sitting there, and we was all talking, sitting there. I was down at this end of the table, and here was Hobart and Leonard and Bob's dad, and them all around here, and Bob's sitting over here, down here. So pretty soon, Hobart says to his dad, he says, well, Dad, has Bob said anything or tried and made any arrangements for them to live with you after they get married? My land, I could have dropped through the floor. I never even heard the thing and knew a thing about that. I never felt so stupid. And she said, oh, they teased them when Bob started going with me and everything, and they all had a chance to tease him. They really gave it to him. But he had been teased so much all his life and everything. He always took it in a good way. Bob never seemed to get angry or anything. He always had an answer. I mean, there was what you said or how you did it or anything like that. He always had an answer.
What was your first impression of Nick and Ida when you first met them? What kind of people did you think they were?
Oh, I thought they were wonderful, but I'm telling you, that was pretty good. Linda and Hobart got married, and Linda and I went to school together, and we just finished up our sophomore year. I guess it was sophomore year of school, and we had friends because we graduated out of 8th grade together. And then we had this other girl that was a friend of ours. Well, one night she said to me, I had seen Bob over at this place where I told you about, where I saw him there at that house. Well, then she came up during the week or something, like come over and she said, Chloe, don't you want to go walking with me down to see Linda? And I said, and so I agreed with Mom. I says, okay. And she said, oh yeah, it'd be all right for me to go. So I went with her. I never knew I was going to Culley's house. Never even thought about it. Never gave me a thought of it. When we got down there, here was Linda. Then I found out, I got there, it dawned on me, but that's where Hobart was Bob's brother, and this was his mother and dad. I couldn't even hardly believe it. Just like that. But that's when I met Bob's mother and dad, and they're really nice people. And Bob's dad said to Bob when he came home, he says, well, Bob, he says, I think if I were you, I'd sure set my cap for that dark-eyed girl. He didn't know what he's getting into. No, they were really a lovely family, all of them were. And not Hobart, but Leonard, he used to tell the darndest tales. You never knew to believe him anything. But you see, they were used to doing that. They had teas and going like that, and we had never had any experience in that respect. Didn't know anything about it. Didn't know what teasing was. I thought they was making fun of me when they tried to tease or say something like that.
Probably didn't take you long to learn to tease back, though.
No, I never did for quite a long time. It was a long time before I could. Bob said he didn't think I was for real when he got married. I was so stupid and green. Didn't know anything. Didn't know anybody was that dumb, I guess.
You were just innocent.
I know what I was. I was sure stupid. Well, I didn't know a lot of things.
Now, you lived in Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Your first few years you were married, and
oh, for quite a long while. We was married at 25, and we never came to here until 35.
Oh, okay.
And then we only stayed, came over that fall, and stayed that fall, and the next year, and then we went back to Sandpoint. Then we stayed till 42. Then we came back over here, and then we stayed then, and then on. Because we had our home over there, and we went back for that reason. And Bob's folks were there and all, and then afterwards, this was when the war started. Well, it was going and everything, and they was going to take the 30 years old, guys. And then they changed it and took the 19-year-old instead. And so that's when Bob says, what are you going to do? My folks were over here at that time. And he says, what are you going to do if I have to go in the service? I said, I'll go back to Yakima, try and get a job. And so he said, okay, call your dad and tell him, ask if I can go to work at Cascade. So he did, and he said, the boss told him, he says, tell him as soon as he gets here, you can go to work. So he come over that morning, got here about 7 o'clock, went down to Cascade and went to work. 26 years, Townsend.
That was a lumber mill?
Yeah, it's Boise Cascade, they call it now. At that time, it was just called a Cascade Lumber
Okay.
Company. But then later on, it did, and now it's got a ply mill and a whole lot of stuff like that. But at that time, when the ply mill was just coming in, when he retired, they had done away with this. They started making pasteboard boxes. Bob was in the crew that made these wooden boxes, that they put crates, put fruit in and all that, and for the packing the boxes and all that kind of stuff. And so that's what he did. And so the fella asked him, he says, well, they could be told of the whole crew, they could be transferred, and go someplace else in the mill to work, at a factory. He was in a factory. And so he said, where do you want to be transferred, Bob? Bob says, out the front gate. He wasn't going to work anymore. He's 65, and that was it.
So, the first time you came here to Yakima, he worked there, or?
Yeah. See, he had worked for, when we got married, he was working for Dover, A.C. White in lumber company in Dover. Well, then later, that burned down, and after it burned down, then Bob went to work, and he worked Humbert's, so Humbert's closed. Then when Humbert's closed...
Humbert Mill, was that in Sandpoint?
Yeah,
right
over across there, across by the depot, over
Yeah,
there, that
okay.
area. And so then he went
That burned
there.
down too.
Yeah, he worked there. And then we had some friends by the name of Montgomery's, and they came over here. So then he told him, he said, his wife came back to get some furniture, and she told Bob, well, you can go to work over there. And he says, I'll get you a job. I don't have any problem at all. So Bob came over. Well, we found out after we got here that it was summer work. And unless you was on the list, you see, you'd be laid off in the fall. So he came and he went right to work just as soon as he got here. Well, then he only worked 3 weeks, and then he was laid off. We had a hard time getting through that winter.
I bet.
So what year did you start the laundromat?
Oh, way back in 55. March of 55. And then I wasn't retired when I did. I was 68 when I retired, but the college came along and warned our land. They finally declared it public domain, and they were more important than what we were, so it was up to us to take the best deal they'd give us and get out. Even though you got it paid for, you can't keep it when it's declared public domain. So you surely want to be careful when you get into one of those public domain businesses. Basement too, and it's all. We've got a big pool table down there. The kids to play pool and all that kind of stuff. We got radio, TV and radio and stuff. Like not radio, TV and stereo down there too. And it's really. Well, Bob liked music so well, and he just went in records galore.
Oh.
Now you're just now, Ronnie,
I'm
you're not.
sneaking some. Do you want to say something to Linda Culley? We're going to send her a copy of the tape, and you can just say
Linda?
hi to her and tell her how you're doing.
Linda, I was so surprised to see Ronnie and Colleen. It's just really lovely that they come to visit me. I wish they could stay longer. And maybe we can see them again one of these days. And you take care.